Good morning. Welcome again to Morning Devotions, and thank you again so much for our time together. When we were very poor, I spent all of my time teaching our congregation how to prosper. Hard work, discipline, sowing and reaping, diligence. All of the principles, a holy life, all of the principles necessary to see prosperity flow into our lives, and a prosperity that flows and remains and grows. But now as we're prospering, I find myself having to teach different thoughts, and such is one of these thoughts today. Second generation wealth. There are many of you in the congregation, we all started out poor together. We had nothing. And now God in your lifetime has blessed you and prospered you, and money flows, and bank accounts, and homes, and cars. And you look at your children sometimes, and you've given them so much. And of course we do, we're parents. But sometimes we forget that they need to also learn hard work and discipline and diligence and all the things that produce that money, or the next generation will be lost. In the book of Ecclesiastes, Solomon talks about having to leave his wealth, that all that he's worked for, to someone who has not worked for it. Now we find a story like this in our text today. In Luke chapter 15, beginning with verse 11, Jesus continued, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the estate.' So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had and set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country." Now, there's tremendous teaching in this passage, but I just want you to notice the attitudes of second-generation wealth. The attitude of second-generation wealth is, I am entitled. Give me my share of the estate. The estate does not transfer until somebody dies. So why would a child be so arrogant as to demand what belongs to his father before his father dies? So we see an attitude of entitlement that has come into second-generation wealth. But also notice, they take their wealth, take all he had, set off for a distant country, and squandered his wealth in wild living. It's really easy to spend money you haven't worked hard for. Let me say that again. It's really easy to throw away money and spend money when you haven't had to work hard for it. I sometimes sit down with young pastors and I say, if you want to keep a congregation happy and you want to keep a congregation's attitudes right so that they will give and they will continue to prosper, don't live an extravagant lifestyle. It's really easy to spend money you haven't worked for. Some pastors, they preach once a week and they drive a Maybach or a S-Class Benz or a Lamborghini, and they only preach once a week, and the people say, "What do you do all week?" Now, we understand that when it comes to preachers, because nobody from COP, but sometimes people from outside say, "What do you preachers do all week?" And I say, "Come follow me, we'll show you." Our pastors at COP work hard. But we understand that in church, and we cluck our tongues like chickens when it comes to the church. But look around in your own house, to those other bedrooms, to your children. Are they working hard, just like you had to work hard to get where you are today? Do they have an attitude of entitlement? And do they find it very easy to spend large amounts of money on things, to squander wealth, to waste wealth on wild living? Do they think it's nothing to go to a club and drop $50,000 in an evening? Do they think it's nothing to go to the casino and drop $50,000 in an evening? Because after all, it's mom and dad's money, we got a credit card. If they do, you have a prodigal on your hands, and you need to sit down and have a little tough love and educate your children. Money doesn't come easy. Oh, yes, it does, Pastor, by grace. No, money doesn't come easy. The Bible says, he who gathers money little by little makes it grow. You had to work hard. You had to save money to get where you are today. Teach those same principles to your children so that they never have an attitude of entitlement, and so that they never spend money like it doesn't mean anything, because they've had to work for it.